Hey everyone, today I'm doing the Filmtastic February tag. Now this tag was created by Duncan from the channel with the fantastic name of Back Away from the Donkey. He is hosting the Filmtastic February reading event together with Annie from Obscure Book Adventures and Roy from Roy Reads Anything. And Filmtastic February is a fun reading event that is all about reading film fiction and non-fiction. And Duncan was also the one that tagged me, so here I am. And let's get into the prompts. The first one is your first memory of seeing a film at the cinema. And my first strong cinema memory is actually from a school trip, which already makes it feel extra special. We went with the whole class to see a Dutch children's film called The Chameleon. It's about twins and a boat, and it's based on a really popular Dutch book series that a lot of kids here grew up with. What I remember most isn't even the plot, it's the feeling. Sitting in a dark room with all your classmates, everyone whispering and giggling before it starts, and the screen feeling absolutely gigantic. It felt like such an event, and when you're that young, the cinema almost feels magical. It's not just watching a movie, it's going somewhere. And looking back, it's kind of fitting that one of my earliest cinema memories was already connected to a book adaptation, even if I didn't really think about it that way at the time. And the second one is a book about a film or filmmaking. Now, I generally try to come up with something for this, but I failed. I haven't really read memoirs by actors or by behind the scenes film books or novels centered around filmmaking. So apparently this is a blind spot in my reading life. So if you know a great book about the film industry, directing, acting, or even Hollywood or on a film set, please tell me, because I clearly need to fix this. The third tag is a novelisation or a tie-in book. And for this one I picked 2001 A Space Odyssey by Arthur C. Clarke. And what makes this one so interesting is that the book and the film were basically created at the same time. Clarke and Stanley Kubrick were working alongside each other, but they didn't just make the exact same story in two formats. The book actually explains more of the science and ideas, while the film leans heavily into atmosphere and mystery. The coolest part, they have different endings. So even if you've seen the movie, reading the book still feels like discovering a new version of the story. And I think it's one of the best examples of a book and a film being related, but still very much their own experiences. And the fourth one is a film about writers or writing. And with this one I'm going with A Case of You, a really bad movie. This is a film about a struggling writer who tries to impress a girl by pretending he's way more talented and successful than he really is. And it's absolutely full of cliches, like every romantic and tortured writer cliche you can think of is probably in there. Kind of why it's a little fun, it doesn't take itself too seriously, and if you've ever dreamed of being a writer or pretended you were more productive than you actually were, there's something relatable about it. And question 5 is a film that brings back fond memories. For me that's Interstellar. I watched this one with a group of friends and we all walked out of the cinema completely stunned. You know those films when nobody talks for a minute afterwards because you're all just processing it. That was us. But then after that, we did nothing but talk about it. The science, the black hole visuals, the ending, the emotions, the time stuff. We kept bringing it up again and again for years. And it's one of those movies that's tied to a specific period in my life and the people I watched it with. Which makes it even more special than just a film I liked. Question 6 is a film that made you want to read the book. And for me, that's Lord of the Rings. I saw the film trilogy first, and like many people, I was completely swept away by that world. The music, the landscapes, the characters, it just felt epic in a way few films do. So of course I wanted the full story and picked up the books. And the first time I tried reading them, I struggled a lot. Tolkien's style, the pacing, all the detail, it was harder than I expected. But I reread them recently, and now that I'm older and more used to slower, denser fantasy, I love them so much more. And it really showed me how much timing can matter with books. Alright, the next question. A book that made you want to watch the film. For this one I chose the Harry Potter books, but in a slightly different way. When I read the first book, that's not this one, the films didn't exist yet. But I clearly remember when the casting announcements started appearing in the news and in the magazines, and suddenly these characters I had only imagined in my head were getting real actors and real faces. And that made me incredible, curious and excited. It was one of the first times I experienced that transition from book to film in real time, and it made the wizarding world feel like it was expanding beyond just the page. Question number 8. A film based on a book that barely resembles the source. And for this one I chose I, Robot by Isaac Asimov. And if you've read Asimov's robot stories, you know they're focused on logic puzzles, ethics and the 3 laws of robotics. They're thoughtful, often quiet and built around problem solving. The movie, it's a big action sci-fi thriller with explosions and chase scenes. And a lot of people don't like this film, but I think it's entertaining. But it's very different in tone and focus from the source material. And the 9th question is recommend 5 films. So the first one I would recommend is Inception. I think this is my favorite movie of all time. And it has been special to me ever since I first saw it. I absolutely love the layered dream concept. The idea that you can go deeper and deeper into different levels of reality. And time moves differently in each one. It's one of those films that really trusts the audience to keep up. And what makes it even better is that it's not just clever, it's also emotional. At the core, it's about guilt, grief, and not being able to let go. And every time I rewatch it, I notice some new detail in the structure or the visuals. And it's one of those rare blockbusters that feels both huge and very personal. The second movie is The Matrix. I don't think I've ever experienced a film moment like my first time watching The Matrix. I went in knowing almost nothing, and then that twist hits the idea of what The Matrix actually is, and it completely blew my mind. On top of that, it has such a cool style. The action, the music, the look of the world, it influenced so many films after it. But beyond all that, I also love the philosophical side. Reality, choice, control, and what it means to be human. It's the kind of sci-fi that gives you both amazing action and big ideas. Alright, number 3. The Shawshank Redemption. Now I only watched this recently, which almost feels shocking considering how famous it is. But now I completely understand why people love it so much. It's a powerful story about hope and friendship in a place that seems completely hopeless. And the emotional payoff at the end is just perfect. It's not flashy and it's not built around a big spectacle. It's all about characters and quiet resilience. And sometimes those are the films that stay with you the longest. Okay, those were some well-known ones. Now how about something a little different? Another movie I would recommend is A Silent Voice. A Silent Voice is a Japanese animated film and it's incredibly emotional. It deals with bullying, guilt, disability and trying to make up for mistakes you made when you were younger. And what makes it so strong is how human it feels. None of the characters are purely good or bad. They're messy and very real. It's one of those films that really makes you reflect on how you treat other people and how hard but important it is to try and grow as a person. And I also wanted to include a Dutch film, Zwart Book or Black Book in English, I believe. It's a World War II thriller set in the Netherlands and it's incredibly tense and well made. And what I like most about it is that it doesn't show the war in a simple black and white way. Characters have complicated motives, loyalty shift, and you're never completely sure who to trust. And I think it's gripping from the start to finish and prove that there are amazing non-Hollywood films that deserve just as much attention. The final prompt is to tag other people. If you're watching this, consider yourself tagged, but I will also include a few people in the description below. Those were my answers for the Filmtastic February tag. Thanks for watching and until next time.